Hello. There is some insane things happening in my life. And you know what? I'm going to talk about it. Someone else might be going through this same thing right now. And maybe it would help if they knew they weren't alone. Hi, my name is Rihanna. Nice to meet you all. So let's get started with the backstory. I have been a mother since the ripe young age of 15 years old. 15 years old. And as a result, and I'm not saying that I regret my kid because I love him, he's an amazing kid. I have grown up in a pretty abusive situation, so as you can tell, having a child and raising a child, being a child in that kind of a situation was pretty rough. Um, Also, I couch surfed for a while with him, with the baby. Went homeless and was kind of staying on friends' couches with him till I moved in with a boyfriend. That's not my proudest moment, but I'm 17 now at the time. Like, what else can you do? I got a baby. I am a baby. I'm trying to give him a better life, and I have no fucking idea how to do that. Anyway, as a result of that, I did end up leaving that guy because he was crazy. And I mean, I was crazy too, though. I ended up getting my first apartment at the age of 18. Now, mind you, because I was a teen mom and in a situation that was abusive, I couldn't leave my kid with my parent. We'll just say that. I won't say names. And as a result of that, my attendance fell very short while I was in high school and I couldn't graduate. So after I had kind of dropped out for a bit, moved in with that boyfriend, and then got my own apartment, I went and I tried to go back to high school. Yeah, crazy. Single mom, 18, going to high school. I had to juggle daycare for my kid too, and somehow, keep him in school, get him in to daycare. And I worked two part-time jobs on top of going to high school. And being a single mom at 18, not for the faint of heart. So, anyway, again, with the attendance issue that came up because the bills, they were just, it was too much. Like, I didn't get Section 8 and I had to work. I had to pay for my apartment and my kid. So, I had to drop out again. And one of the biggest regrets that I have with that is I didn't get to walk with my 2013 class. I didn't get to walk. I didn't get get to graduate, and I never went to college. I never made anything of myself because I didn't have the opportunity anymore. Flash forward many broken relationships down the road, dumb ones. 19 rolls by. I did get my GED. I went and I got it. It was relatively quick. It took me like a month. I'm smart. I've never failed a grade. The only time I failed was my senior year twice because baby jobs. And back on track. Sorry for the ADD. Um, Failed relationships. Um, and then I met my now ex husband. And when I met him, I was in a domestic violence shelter because of a toxic relationship that I was in that involved abuse. Um, the guy just blew all of our money on weed and drugs. And as a result, the rent was not paid, things were not nice. Um, yeah. I met my now ex-husband, which I actually won't say anything negative about. Things just didn't work out. We were young. I was still young, dumb. I never really got the chance to be a kid or a teenager or an adolescent or even a young adult. I kind of skipped right over that, kid raising kid. Anyway, I was working. He was working. Um, and then we had another kid, my son. He's now 6 and still working. But then his family moves away, so they can't watch him while we're working. And there's no childcare. Then I got pregnant with my daughter, who's now 4. So crazy situation. Anyway, ex-husband says, I want to go full time with my now career. And I say, okay, well, there's no childcare for the kids. And realistically, with 3 kids, if I was paying childcare to go to work and work a full time job, I would be paying almost my whole paycheck and just daycare alone. So I agree to be a stay at home mom and I stay home with the kids. And I'm not going to lie to you, my mental health took a huge hit. It took a huge hit. I wanted to go to college. I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. I don't know. I don't even know who I am. I've been a mom since 15. I'm just now 30, starting to figure everything out. So anyway, things don't go to plan in that marriage. Things fall apart. We grow, sort of. And, there were mistakes made on both sides. It wasn't healthy for us to be together. And the kids would have suffered. So ultimately, I made the decision to end that marriage. And then I got with my now ex, not even divorced yet. I can't afford a divorce. Like, I just separated from my ex husband, which pretty much cut my legs off financially. So I'm missing limbs, missing limbs. And I'm still working, mind you. It's not paying very well. And the bills are adding up very quickly. And I was stuck with $1,600 in bills that were not paid when my ex husband had left. So I was struggling like hard. And I could have made that better, actually, if I had worked more with the other income source I had to work more. I gave to somebody else so that they could pay their bills. What the fuck was I thinking? Anyway, we won't go there. Relationship with now ex just ended about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And he said I was going nowhere. That's something I didn't want to hear, but he was kind of right. With the end of that relationship, it did force me to look inwards and kind of see my voids, what was missing in me. And before that relationship and even during my last marriage, for a while I've been thinking, who the hell am I? Who am I? Not the mom, but the person struggling with my mental health because having three kids is a lot. It's so draining. I have them 80/20, and then I have my oldest. He only goes with his dad's every other weekend. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking 5 years down the road, and if I'm on the same path, I'm not going anywhere. It's the same thing. I look 5 years down the road into my future right now with what I'm doing, and I'm not moving a damn step because I can't. And I say that other women, yeah, they make it work. I don't have a village. I have nobody backing me. I have nobody willing to watch my kids. And if I'm being realistic, if I want a career, I want nice things in my future, which I do. I want that dough. I'm not going to get that unless I can get a career. I'm not going to find fulfillment unless I can find that in myself. And I need the opportunity to do that. And mentally, I'm just because like break up, looking inwards, just seeing all the ugly parts of me that I didn't want to see. But now I have to see them. It made me think more about something that I was already thinking about to begin with, to get back on track. I'm sorry, the backstory was long. I know. I can't do this. And and that's not something that I say lightly. And it's not something I should feel bad about. A lot of women are conditioned to believe that, like, once they have kids, their life should be all about the kid. They should struggle with the three times jobs, and scrape and really do it all for their kids, just struggle. But is that helping your kids? And ultimately, I had to ask this question, like, if I'm sitting here financially strained, unstable, an emotional fucking mess all the time because, like, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm so exhausted. Is that helping them? And I had to sit with my feelings for a while. Like, this is no easy feat. This is a life changing decision. And then I came to the realization I can't. And if I'm really going to grow and heal as a human being, I've got to take not only their needs, but my needs into consideration because that's the only way I'm really going to grow. And something has to change. And so, all of my kids, I have three kids. My oldest has a different dad. My younger two are my ex husbands. Their fathers love them. Like I lucked out with that because they love them. And now that they are in a better place, they're completely different people than they were when we met. Because we were young and dumb and we didn't make good decisions. But they are also, beside being different people since I've had 80/20, they're also more stable people because they have their shit together. They have been able to go out and get careers and get set financially. And my oldest, his dad, him and his wife have a house. They got it. They own it outright. No mortgage, no nothing. They have stable careers, stable finances, stable emotional support. They have a whole support system with family, friends. The school system out there is amazing because it's loaded. The school system where I live sucks. My kids complain all the time. They have nothing but problems in the school. They're not really helping my oldest, per se. And the school system, even in Oneida, is better than Rome, I must say. My oldest excelled when he was out in Willard Prior. My kids don't like Rome. And even my ex-husband is now financially stable, set, and yeah, his career took off. Not only was he an agent, but now he's a district, I'm finding out. That's 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 where the money comes in. And so I have to really think because right now I'm going nowhere. I'm starting college in the fall, yes, but like what's it going to take? And keeping them here with me when I'm not stable, what kind of damage is that going to do? When they have fathers who are equally responsible and love them and want them in their life. And so my ex-husband has my youngest two every weekend. He gets them on the weekends. What will be changing from here on out is we will shift to 50-50. He will have them for a week. I will have them for a week. He will have them for a week. I will have them for a week. During my weeks, I will be driving them to school because it's not too far away from me. But my oldest, that's more complicated. I spoke to his dad about that too. Told him like this. I didn't even want to come to him about it, but I was like, this is what I need to grow. I gotta focus on me. I gotta have time for me. I gave up 15 years of my life and honestly having him at such a young age took so much. I would be set by now. And I don't regret him. I do not regret it, and I will never say that I regret it because I don't. I don't regret my child. I regret the missed opportunity that I would have had. Anyway, back to what I was originally saying. He lives an hour away. So naturally, the school system that he will be going to is an hour away. But this school system has money. They're loaded. They're a good school. They're highly rated. And his opportunities out there for education and just programs and whatnot would be so much more than if you were here. But because the school is so far away, I can't do 50-50 with him. Because I can't drive him to and from school if I'm being realistic an hour there and back every day. And then it gets more complicated because he gets to see his brother, who his dad had with another woman, every other weekend. And so if I had him every single weekend, he would never see his brother. And so I have to factor that in too, because that's his brother. With my oldest, I'm only going to be having him now every other weekend. I am stepping down from the role to pursue long-term stability for me and my kids. And man, they don't warn you about the grief you're going to feel over this. Because a big part of me feels like I'm abandoning him. And he's going to feel abandoned, or he's going to think I abandoned him. But the reality is, I've been abandoning myself, and I'm not stable, and I need to get stable. And so if his father wants him and he wants to be there for him, then this is good for him because he is stable. My oldest, he's been having anger outbursts nonstop. He needs a man in his life. He needs his father, especially right now. He's going through some serious changes with his hormones and stuff. He needs to be grounded with another man. And I love him to pieces. I do. And so it's like I've never been selfish. I've been 15 raising a baby, a kid raising a kid my whole life. I think now I need to be a little selfish because otherwise I will not have the things that I want in life. And neither will they. They won't have that stability from me. They won't have the house. I don't want to live where I'm living now. It's small. We've got all of us cramped here. They're constantly asking me, when are we going to get a house? And I can't give them an answer because I don't even have a solid career. I don't even have a solid flow of income. It's just, it's a lot. So this is the fruition I'm coming from with it. And I went to pick up court paperwork for custody yesterday and I filled it out. Tomorrow I've got to go make copies and I've got to send it in, but that change won't happen for my oldest until August. During the summer, I will still have him week on, week off. We'll still have all my kids week on, week off. But during the summer, I will have him week on, week off. But man, I really do think this is the best thing for all of us because there's no shame in asking for help, especially from fathers who are equally responsible for their kids and want to be part of their lives, especially when I gave up mine. My kids are my life. They literally are my life. They're all my life has ever been. But if I want to give them what they deserve and more and have the life we all deserve and live my life too, then like, unfortunately, this is what it's come down to. And I think that this is the right call. Um, this is not something that I've been taking lightly. I've been thinking about this for years. Um, I've been thinking about it for years. With my oldest, not my younger two. Obviously, like I've been thinking about it for the past year that I've been split up from their dad with them too. But I don't know. I guess I'll update everybody as it goes on. Some people are going to shit all over me and call me a super selfish human being, and that's fine. Maybe you don't understand because you haven't been in my shoes and you're not in my shoes, but even though part of me is like, I shouldn't do this, I really shouldn't do this. This could hurt him, and I'm scared because I don't want to hurt my kid. I love him. I love him to fucking pieces, man. Sometimes the good decisions that you make for people, the best ones, they hurt. And so I know that just because it hurts doesn't mean that it's the wrong decision to make. This is a process. That's the dilemma. Anyways, I want to hear from the other teenage moms out there. So if you find my channel, if you find my videos, like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below. I want to hear your stories too. And let's see how it goes.